Today we have some white sage specifically. So we'll start off with a spell or a prayer. It's late, so I'm going to keep it short, you guys. I just put nice aloe on my face, my skin, and I just want to not have to be dealing with people or clothes. So, anyways, angels, ancestors, ascended masters, ancient deities, animal and elemental spirits, galactic federation of light. Things are high vibrational entities that are here to help raise the collective consciousness and for us to hit this 4 and 5D and above dimensional consciousness and frequency together. We ask that you block any monitoring, handling, or grooming spirits that they may go blind, deaf, dumb, and insane, and incinerate if they try to interrupt or disrupt any of our work or our mission that we are here to do. And we ask that anybody that has any ill will, ill words, ill intentions, spells, or anything else coming towards me or my collective, that we transmute it, right? We return to sender what is deep and dark that is not for our transmuting, and all of the bad words, the sticks and stones. We ask that you allow us to transmute those into um, blessings, abundance, love, peace, prosperity. So mote it be. Thank you, and so it is. So, anyways, you guys, what a lot. There's been a lot to, just generally speaking, there's been a lot to kind of process. Um, and whether it's individually or collectively, there's still just been a lot of energy, um, especially for feminine. Let me make sure. Can you guys actually hear me? Can you hear me? Let me see. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me? Okay, there's quite a lag. There's quite a lag here, okay? But it's okay. As long as you guys can hear me, that's what matters. That's number one. So there's a lot of energy that's going on in the collective right now, and for feminine energies especially, it's been um, very heavy. There's a lot that's on the board. There's a lot of things, old systems and things like this, that are collapsing, and we're still in this space of wondering, like, when is this happening and when are we able to receive, right? Now, what it looks like to me is there's something, um, okay, so collective, you have been in this mode, in this single, maybe sober, maybe celibate, maybe many different things, right? And we've been in this mode collective. We've been in this mode of self care, taking care of ourselves, and just doing our thing, right? Um, getting aligning with the actual frequency and the energy which we want to be aligned with. And we're like, all right, cool. We found the love, we found the self love, we're finding that, but we're still wondering a little bit. I pick this up very heavy in the collective. And where this where this meeting of the minds, where this actual love or partnership is actually coming into play. And with the tower and the 6 of coins in reverse, what this tells me, what this tells us, right? What this tells us is, even though we've done a lot of work, okay, there's still something that we're mentally holding on to, right? So the tower is about belief systems, things like this that basically um, have to collapse, that are old. Okay, so let's say this is like patriarchal structure. Okay, so it's collapsing. This is old, it's collapsing, and it's going bye bye, right? And after that happens, we're able to start receiving. Maybe this is like wealth being redistributed also on a bigger, broader collective, right? And us finally being free of this mental entrapment, right? This mental imprisonment, the being of this larger micro and macro narcissistic rule, right? The thing is because these are upside down, what this tells me is that somewhere mentally, okay, some type of mental block, physical or mental block, right? Because it's the swords, right? So this is a either a mental this can be like a mental prison or a mental entrapment. But what this really shows me is like um this is something this is something that exterior people, exterior noise or exterior people have been saying or telling, or this could even be for many people this fear of persecution, this fear of not fitting in. Okay, so this is what's blocking it. So this is what's blocking it is there is some people that are willing to speak up and say whatever it is, and there is other people that are not. They're scared. They don't want to lose their friends. They don't want to get political. They don't want to lose jobs or anything else like this because they really don't care about humanity, right? It's not one, it's not just one of us, it's all of us. It's a collective thing. And the thing is we're unable to receive, to step into this new timeline of this receptivity, right? Because the fear of this old structure falling, because the it's like because this structure, okay? Because let's just say like this, right? Because patriarchy, because some type of business or corporation or job, maybe someone's regular job or money, something like this, right? Who they work for, how they're receiving their money. We were talking about this yesterday. There is karmic debt if you're choosing to work for businesses or corporations that are bad, that are treating slave labor, other things like this that are not properly paying their employees, whatever, right? So let's say this is the situation, right? And the thing is people are like, yeah, well, I need to get my paycheck. I need to get my paycheck. So they're still, so they're not allowing this system to collapse because they're still reliant on how receiving the monetary system and how receiving their physical needs to be met or to be balanced or to be equaled out, right? So there's this very, it's like because everybody doesn't know what's going to happen because we're scared. This is human's number one thing, and life begins outside of our comfort zone, right? That's where Albert Einstein says the grandfather of all inventions is necessity. So as long as we're still counting on these old systems, that's why we're stuck in this mental. We're choosing this torture. We're choosing the exterior. This is a collective choice. Okay, this is a collective choice we're making. Every dollar, everything that we do, literally every dollar, every cent, every bit of money that we spend supporting any of these corporations, we're keeping the collective in this mental in this mental manipulation. Now, whether we created the system that has been manipulating us or not is neither here nor there. What it's doing is it's making us be focused on being alone or isolated or needing money, this being the target, right? Keeping us in this mental constraint and preventing This is what's preventing the peace, the unity, the lovers, right? This is what's preventing it. So when I see these two upside down with this, what this tells me is there's a belief system, or this could be an actual system, right? This can be actually like the governmental system or different things like this. But there is a belief system, right? That how we receive our wealth, or what wealth looks like, or what money looks like, is based on a certain structure. Okay. This can also be a problem um, that masculine or feminine is facing, right? This can be a problem that they're facing, being like, okay, well, but I need money to survive, right? Like I need money to eat, right? Like to pay my bills, to pay my power, right? But that's the system, right? And as the system's collapsing, things are going to start to change. Realize we still are going to need power, and we're still going to need places to live, and we're still going to need food to eat and water to drink. And well, if we're paying our taxes and we've been doing all of this, then what the fuck is it paying for if it's not for us to be out of baseline survival mode, right? And so this is what we're bridging past. But the thing is what people don't realize is we're keeping ourselves mentally stuck on this wall. And I've been seeing a lot of people, and I've been commenting on it, of course, because Scorpio, and we're about to have this full moon in Scorpio, and we're in Gemini, and Uranus is now in Gemini. So be ready for like fucking Scorpio core to the max, you guys. Like just be ready for people to just start fucking spouting out at the mouth. Like people are just gonna start saying shit. They're just gonna start calling it like they sees it. And I'm really excited for this actually, because I think it's time that people actually stand up and start to say what they feel. Because the thing is the reason why we're trapped in this program of not receiving our wealth and our abundance, whether it's physically with a partner or physically with money and success, right? Uh, being single or in a coupley and wealthy, whatever the abundance looks like, the reason why we're stuck in this is because we choose to focus, we choose to keep ourselves stuck, right? We're choosing to focus, right? Like we're not like now for some people, they have built themselves, like they have created some type of bars or some type of blocking or jail system that they are keeping themselves in, right? But for most of us, this is somebody else's words or other actions that are in play that we are staying blind to. This isn't like rope. She's not like tied up. It's like a cloth or like a toilet paper. I always envision it like some fucking toilet paper or something. Like that's how I see this. It's like a very soft, like she could rip it off. She could break herself free at any time. But because the fear of not knowing how how things are going to come once this thing happens, it's like, and this is what's going on the macro and the micro level, right? This is what's actually going on with the collective is, are we choosing to stay asleep like red pill, blue pill? Are we choosing to stay asleep, or are we choosing to be strong and say, actually, we didn't sign up for this. Actually, we rebuke any fucking agreement that says any of this bullshit, right? We no, actually, no, we don't want pesticides or poisons in our food or our waters. Like, no, we don't want digital IDs. Like, yes, we do want people and animals to live and be able to be free and not captured. And we want people to have food and places to live and be able to have education and health, right? And these are just baseline, you know, we want fair wages, right? We want people that are sick to be able to be taken care of, whether they have a pre-existing condition or not. Everywhere I go, everyone I see, I know you'll be there, smiling back at me. So if you're new here, they love to cut my haters gotta hate. What else they got nothing else to do. So everything is getting balanced out. And that's the problem is these people that we're trying to prevent, that we're trying to keep us mentally trapped, right? All this information is actually coming out. And now everybody is realizing we're not mentally trapped. They've been keeping us mentally trapped. And the only one who's abandoning us is ourselves, right? Our collective decisions have brought us to this point. And we cannot blame anybody else but ourselves. We cannot blame different sides, different countries, anybody else. What we need to do is stop saying that, stop saying one against the other, or this against that, or whatever it is. And we need to say, what can we do now? How about right now? What can we do? Like we've all been through some shit, okay? There's some more shit. There's a lot of tough stuff that's coming right now. There's a lot of more things that are coming. It's going to be a lot more intense. And that's why it's really important that we don't just abandon ship, right? Right. Because literally having nothing or being given what we deserve. Now, a lot of this is a programmed mindset, okay, that they've kept us in, this, so they can cash in on all the money, so they can collect off of us, off of our work ethics and stuff like this, right? All of this is all of this is actually like they've been holding on to all the money and they've been letting us do all the work while they're holding on to it. And that's why they want to keep us in this state that makes us feel like we're abandoned or we have nothing unless we can get it from them, unless we can receive it from them. And um, that this material wealth or something like this is the only thing. Well, the difference is there's actually many other things. The problem is many people haven't taken the the um the initiative. Many people haven't taken the initiative to say, wait, let me look over there. Like let's not look away at all the bullshit that's happening. Let's say, okay, we see you bullshit. We see you bullshit. We're gonna raise you some buffalo shit, some elephant shit, because we're much bigger, because we are the shit, right? And we're gonna say we're gonna look over here at what other people are doing, at what else is happening at different places, and say, how can we now collectively and individually make moves and make actions that don't need that third party, that don't need that system. Okay. For many of you guys, it's a system or a job or something like this. For some of you guys, it's a third party. Now, not all third parties necessarily have to mean a romantic interest. Okay. Third parties can consist of many things. It can be anything that is coming between you and something else, right? So let's say there's you and your soul mission, or let's say there's you and your partner, right? And there's always something else. There's always that one fucking friend that always shows up there and you're just like, get the fuck out. And they just won't go home. Or there's always like you and you're like, I don't really, I just want to stay here and work. I don't want to deal with people because people are shitty, right? And it's like this constant, it can be considered an excuse, I guess. It can be an addiction, a habit, an excuse, something like this, right? But the reality, we think that every bit of information or every bit of yeah, I hold this up so I can look at another screen so I can know when it actually catches up and if you can actually hear me or not. Perfect. So this is about exterior sources, third-party sources, right? That are maybe pumping us full of information. Or maybe it's just too much information, right? Maybe we're just receiving too much information from exterior sources. And this can be from our friends, from our family. This can be from different people that are deciding that they should be able to give us their opinions, right, on what we know. So as we're moving into these higher densities, as we're moving into fourth and fifth densities and stuff like this, what we're going to notice is that how we feel intuitively is actually how we feel, how we manage our peace, how we manage ourselves is ultimately the most important, more than what everybody else is saying or doing, right? And this is where we're switching. This is where we switch, right, from holding on to needing the validation from other people. And you're going to lose a lot of, you can lose community, you can lose credibility, you can lose, it can be a bit like social suicide. You know what I'm saying? Where you're just like, yeah, but bro, like we can't go on like this. Like I can't support that. Like I don't do that. Like I can't, like people tell me all the time, oh, we'll just do the AI and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to support it. As an artist who has made money being an artist and doing stuff now, all of the things, not all of the things, but many of the things um, that we used to get paid to make money for, people are just having AI do and print it out and redo it, and it's like, it's not fucking cool because the visionary is where it lies. And so you're going to consistently get these. But if you don't stay part of the crew, then everybody's going to abandon you and you're going to be looked at like as an outsider. And you guys have to be like, it's cool, right? It's cool because I want to go towards I want to move towards where there's in the direction of seeing bigger horizons, seeing solutions, not problems, right? Figuring out how we can fix this, how we can start to give and receive what we need. That's the direction that I'm moving in. I don't need to be in this. I don't need to be in this sad care what other people think that aren't on the fucking team, that care more about money. Now, for many of you guys, there is somebody, okay? There is potentially a lover or somebody like this, okay, that may have decided they wanted to be single or they wanted to play single or they tried to hold on to a partnership while saying that they were single or being single or playing single to someone else while having a whole nother life with somebody else. And when they went out and they entertained this third party, right? Because they decided, the grass is greener. Let me see what else there is. And they entertained this third party. And they didn't get they didn't get the response that they wanted. They actually got somebody that fucking abandoned them, abandoned ship. They thought that they would create more credibility. They thought that this person would come back begging, but that's not the case. Collective said, later, I'm going to go where I receive appreciation, where I'm held in high honor and high regard. Yeah, okay. Okay, guys. Lots of interesting stories coming through. Yeah. And there was no more love. And someone is just having tower after tower after tower moment because they thought for sure they would always love them, that they would always forgive them. Just dumb shit. Yeah. But what they also thought was that they were fucking king shit, that they had all of these options fucking cool. Um, but they weren't cool because they got caught. They got caught in the lie. They got caught with their foot in the pond. They got caught in a sticky, wet situation. Okay? with their hand in the cookie jar, something like this. Okay. Um, Now, for many of you guys, this is again some type of uh, cult or organization. Okay. This could also be a stronger, again, a, a, a church, some type of church or something like this. Somebody that has a lot, some organization. This could also be like a father figure, grandfather figure, somebody that has a lot of power. Okay. Has a lot of power and that works with a lot of people. Very strong fire signs. Okay. This is Aries, this is Sagittarius, and this is Leo. Okay. So these people um, were definitely part of some secret organization or some cult, covens, something like this. Okay. They could have worked with somebody to try to strong arm to try to make something work um, um, secretly. They tried to do something. They tried to take away your safety, your security. They tried to create a lot of lies and a lot of scandal against collective. So what's going on with them now? The secret, they wanted to backtrack your healing. They wanted to throw it off. They wanted to throw you off, collective. And where they were trying to make all these crazy things happen, it's actually returning to sender. Okay. That is that is my power, you guys. If anybody can donate some money to my PayPal, that would be fucking awesome because tomorrow I probably won't have power. So, what this tells me is while collective was over here healing, they were trying to say that you were actually weren't healing, that you were maybe some type of addict or junkie or some other thing, some crazy party or something like this, right? They tried to create this narrative. That's what's going on. They tried to create a narrative, and the narrative didn't play out. The narrative didn't play out because you guys were too strong. And while they were trying to play this sneaky fucking hidden ass game, y'all just fucking snuck away on your own, right? They left those two swords there, and collective was like, I know what two of swords means. That means I have a fucking choice to make right now. So they tried to do a lot of things. They tried to make it look like they tried to literally, for some of you guys, they could have done something to your house, to your power, to your electricity. They could have tried to burn your house, um, break it down. Now, since I've been going through all this gang stalking and all these crazy people, my they had this huge tree take down the fence and a bike at my house. Then the whole roof collapsed with the water and destroyed all of my devices, right? Then there was another house where they cut the fucking power, another one where they cut the water heater, another one, the electricity, um, and the Wi Fi. Yeah, and just trying to create all these nightmare scenarios, right? So they were actively um, just trying to make collective not look like they were healing, like they were fucking crazy. And so since they weren't successful at that, they didn't succeed at that. They were not successful at that. So now all of the spells are coming back on them. And many of them are really sick. Like, and not just physically sick. This is like sick in the head, right? Because this is healing. This is like mental duress. And this is like, and it's getting worse, right? Because if the tower is in reverse, yeah. Now, for some of them, they're going absolutely batshit crazy. For many of them, they're actually just starting to speak truth, and they're gonna tell a lot of truth. They're gonna tell that like that bird's gonna sing, is what I'm hearing. That bird's gonna sing, and they're gonna be down there looking like fools. For some of you guys, because they did all of this weird magic to try to collect your money, or already did collect your money and tried to propose a fake wedding or a fake union, something like this, and collected money from that, tried to take your your fortune or your happy ending, that didn't work out. Now what's happening actually is some actual truth teller is coming in because they're coming in because they want to be the fucking Captain Save-A-Ho. They want to be the hero. Somebody is coming in and they're going crazy, right? Because they're in this they're feeling mentally trapped or mentally tortured because they know the actual truth. They think they know the truth, but they don't know the whole story. They don't know the whole ring. So they're coming in like this fool, right? They're like, you know what? I'm going to come in and I'm going to say all the truth and I'm going to set myself free and set some of these people free by just telling the truth. Now, for many of you guys, this will be a thing, right? Because they're going crazy. The only way that they're going to be able to get out of it is first to apologize to collective. This is a serious apology and be like, I was fucking dumb. I was dumb to try to do that to you. And they need to apologize and then they need to tell the truth because otherwise they're going to be in this mental mind fuck, going crazy, trying to lose their mind. Now, for many of them, you know, there was, yeah, they were trying to discredit collective. That collective didn't know, that collective wasn't maybe like a psychic, that collective wasn't intuitive, that they didn't know. Now, collective, you know, you've been knowing and feeling and seeing whether you knew it or not. Like it didn't matter. They kept lying and lying and lying and doing it. And you're like, nah, fool. I see that. I saw that motherfucker. I know who that is. I know who's dressed up right now as an actor. I know who's this. I know who's that. But I'm gonna sit here and keep playing the game because you guys out here playing games. And until I know what game you're fucking playing, I'm gonna be playing like I don't know nothing. But you guys be knowing. Collective is knowing. You guys know it. Like on the money. Like it's like collective, your intuition is so fucking on the money. Like literally, people make bets on it. This is what I'm picking up. People make bets on it. People are cashing in on it. And they just thought you were dumb. They thought that you were too dumb. They thought that you would be sad over love or losing this love and this stability like you had, like nobody wanted you, like everybody was judging you. And collective, you didn't care. You didn't care. Why didn't you care? Because you can foresee things. Because you knew that there's mad offers coming in, not mad crazy, because collective, you knew that. And that's what they didn't know. They tried to cash in on this because they were getting it's like they were getting readings or they knew who you were. They've known who you are. They've been watching you for an extended amount of time. I've been picking up on this. They've been watching you, yeah. They've been working and trying to figure out how to work this out for a long time. They've been trying to throw you off balance. They tried to end you, they tried to fight you, but you beat them all. All. It doesn't matter what path that they took. It doesn't matter how much work, how much energy, how much input, how many death spells they put out, what they said, what rumors they spread. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. The people that they sent for fake love, the trying to get you like hooked or say that you were hiding something, that you were a prostitute, that you were this, that you were that, any of this stuff, none of it worked. And now it's all backfiring. It's all backfiring. And what was once secret or hidden is no longer. Everybody's seeing it. It's like the whole world is going to see collective. The whole world is going to see all this bullshit that they created, all this fight that they created because they didn't want you to have your happy ending. They didn't want you to have your security and your happy ending. They wanted to take that away from you. This Queen of Pentacles in reverse. This is someone that's been managing your money or taking away your money, maybe your home situation, some type of inheritance. They wanted to create all of this fight to prevent you from getting your wish fulfillment. your commitment, your job, your marriage, this whatever. They just wanted to keep creating this chaos, keep creating this fight. But you guys were too strong. You saw that. More than anything, collective, what you saw, what you've seen, or what you felt was that you knew that you'd done the work. So you know that eventually something better is going to come. And this is what they haven't been able to figure out. This is what they haven't been able, this is the code they haven't been able to crack, right? How do you manage to get yourself your happy ending if they spend all their time and energy to try to take away your safety, your security, your commitments, your wishes, your dream? Like they're doing everything that they fucking can just to eliminate that. But you don't care, collective, because it's like you're such an old soul. You're like nobody can actually judge, right? Like it's like you guys know what's for you is for you. And that's the thing. And that's what I was picking up on yesterday. It's like this organization or whatever, they have a lot of things that belong to you. Okay. Now, for some of you guys, this can be some type of like churches, properties, like Masonic temple, something. It can be something like, you know, something that maybe a loved one left to you. Um, you know, yeah, something the loved one left to you, but somebody else claimed it, saying that you were not capable or that maybe you are not alive, something like this. What is this? What is this that they're hiding? What is this secret? And for many of you guys, I was picking up on some type of also like fraternity or something like this, some type of group, some type of brotherhood, something like this. Oh, they try to create a narrative. They try to create a spell or cast a spell to create a narrative, making collective look like um they try to put you in this abandonment stage. Okay. They try to say all this shit about you, saying that you were this Queen of Wands. Okay. So they're trying to say that collective was a whore. Collective was a fucking whore. Was a fucking hooker, whore, prostitute, skank ass whore. Okay. They were saying that it's not about your wishes or your dreams or your luck or anything else, right? It wasn't about this. That you were using something else. And that's the only reason why you weren't abandoned or you weren't left out, and that you were lying about that, collective. But collective is like, nah, fool. Collective, you're like, no, no, no. I just know that you're not it, that all this bullshit wasn't it. And I know what my dream and my wish looks and feels like, and that I was settling for some shit way subpar to even be in the credits of the credits of the credits of the credits. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like they cut that shit off because everybody already left. Like they turned it off, ready for the next movie to play. So justice. So you may have known, okay, collective, you may have known or seen or called some shit out. Also, you may have walked away in the nick of time, okay? But there is justice. There is some type of court case. There is some type of ruling, okay, that you called out, and it's turning in your favor. It's turning in your favor against this group or organization. And you're going to be victorious because you didn't judge all these people. You just walked your ass away and let them bury themselves. You let them bury themselves. And they're fucking freaking out because they took or they've taken or been taking money, this legacy, all this stuff, lying and stealing, okay, and using it for all kinds of stuff. Again, somebody used it for some type of um, vehicles, maybe multiple vehicles, bikes, cars, different things like this. And they use this money. They may have even used your name, your identity, all this other shit. Okay. Um, and they got in a fucking wreck. They got in a wreck. They crashed it. And now there's like some other type of problem. Somebody caused some type of crash trying to block this mental thing, blocking the wish from coming to be. Oh, oh, this King of Cups or this masculine was coming to offer something to feminine, new life. They want to start a new life, start something over. So, some masculine maybe was on their way. Did the masculine get in a wreck? Okay, they were on their way to Empress. Okay, to maybe tell the truth. The King of Cups, to maybe be honest about their feelings that Empress is their wish, the divine feminine is their wish, is their dream, and that they'll give them anything that they want, as much as they can, anything that they want to fix it to make it better. But somebody's okay. For some of you guys, somebody's scared to get in a crash. Somebody got in a crash and doesn't have the money to fix the bike, or thinks that there's something wrong, that they're going to get in a crash, or they've already crashed a car or a vehicle that has something happened with some type of vehicle, or something happened. They lost money, they lost it, and um they're stuck in this mental thing because they don't know how to fix it. And they think that that thing is going to be the thing that is the yes or no, the ending, or the feminine agreeing or not agreeing upon something, upon this happy ending. They think that feminine's going to be so pissed because they crashed a car. Oh, so maybe masculine or somebody actually took out a car or a vehicle in feminine's name, or got it for feminine, or did something like this. Oh, that's what happened. Or it was a car, it was something that was left feminine, or something that belonged to feminine. And this masculine fucked it up. They got in some type of accident. They crashed it or something happened. What is this? Hold on. What, you guys? What the fuck happened? Oh, well, they were trying to go fuck somebody else, go meet somebody else. What the fuck? What the fuck? I'm concerned. They're crying over something. This is physical. Yeah, they did something. This actually happened, a physical thing. Okay. They're in mental torture over this. Literally. The Eight of Swords, the Nine of Swords. They can't stop. They can't stop thinking about it. They can't stop thinking about what happened. When somebody got in the crash, somebody was going to fuck somebody else. Someone was going to meet a third party or a sneaky link or something like this, or there was some type of spell work or something that was put on from some type of sex magic. And now this masculine just is having a hard time getting over this nightmare, getting out of this mental constraint from this. For some of you, this could be an accident, like someone could have fucked somebody without a condom and got some type of STD or STI. And now they can't really take that back. They can't fix that. Yeah, game over. Game closer. What is this? Mental distress. Yeah, they lied also for some of you guys. Not only was this masculine going to fuck with somebody else when this car wreck happened, this other person could have gotten in the accident, okay? This third party or feminine could have also gotten an accident. And they lied. They lied. Either masculine lied or somebody lied about someone lied about like um feminine healing or maybe being in this accident. Somebody actually being in this accident. Somebody lied about that. Oh, somebody lied about that and said that somebody was creating a bigger story than it was in order to get somebody to move away from somebody else, to go away from somebody else. Yeah, this was some third party that wanted to block or block somebody's dream, somebody's wish, somebody's hope, something like this. Yeah. They're mad because this other person actually was choosing wanted to have this wish or be victorious with this other with feminine. So this other person was jealous. So they created this whole scenario. What is this? What is this? They lied. They lied about where they were. They lied about what they were doing. They created this whole fucking story. And they made the decision to create this whole fucking story and to perpetuate this whole story. Downplaying. Downplaying. While collective was like just in protecting themselves, healing themselves, doing the. So, 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 so. Can you hear me? Yeah. So, you may have known this person, okay, this past person for a really long time, tracks for many lifetimes, right? And this person could have been a twin. This person could have been a soulmate. This person could have been, you know, could have been something really high level. Um, they could have been something really high level. And the thing is they chose to treat this gift of collective, this earth angel, right? They chose the third party instead of the gift. And what they did is they ended this physical contract. So where you guys could have had a contract or an agreement prior to coming here because you guys thought, okay, we're going to complete these missions together, or we're going to do something like this in the physical, right? Before this incarnation is up, before it's over. And instead, what this person did, is they tried to trade collective for physical money because they have some type of fucking addiction, whatever that is, whether it's fucking sex, porn, drugs, what we don't know, whatever their addiction is. And they tried to trade collective for that. But they're like, bro, you can't trade, you can't trade a gift. You can't trade the gift that you were given from the universe. You try to trade their life for money, for some type of material gain. So what happened, collective? This is what's happening. Wow. Okay, this is what's happening. So when they made that choice to not ascend, when they made the choice, this third party choice, instead of the ascension with you, collective, as their soul fam, we may chose this third party, these three cups, instead of receiving this earth angel gift from the universe. They canceled that contract. They canceled the contract. And now they're fighting everybody else about it. Yeah, they're yelling, they're upset. They could be cutting people off. They're fighting people over it. They're fighting people over it. But that was their judgment call. That was their judgment call. They made that. They made that choice. They made the choice. They made the choice to sell you out or your life, collective, for money. And now justice will come back in because you guys have been being watched. I was picking this up on today too, like uh the lurkers are being lurked, right? Like the watchers are being watched. So like all the people that are out here doing the stalking and all this stuff, right? I was talking about this yesterday. It's 5 to 15 years when there is two or more people actively, aggressively, proactively attacking one individual, not an organization, not a place, one fucking individual. It is considered organized crime. It is considered crime syndicate. So that means anybody that took pay to gang stalk, to harass, to blow off fireworks, to honk their horn, to anybody that took pay, that received, that said, yes, I will take money to participate in this. They're all part of what's called a crime syndicate now. Immediately, yeah, they ain't gonna be feeling too good for trying to fuck somebody else's living situation up, because what they're gonna get is not even a small offering. Okay, they're going to be more than abandoned. They're going to be locked up. They ain't going to be out on the streets. They're not going to be abandoned like they're trying to make collective. No, they ain't going to be like that. They're going to be good, but they ain't going to be outside. They're going to be in. They ain't going to be stuck out on the streets. They're going to be locked up inside, because that's a minimum of 5 to 15 years. 5 to 15 years in prison. And you know what they're going to watch? They're going to watch collective get that real lover. Get that real lover. You can hear me now. Good, good, good. Yeah, people are, and so this is something that this is what I was saying. I couldn't remember what I was like. I'm going to talk about this tomorrow. Um, so here's the thing. There is karmic responsibility for everybody's actions. Now, here's the thing. If you're just like, well, I was just trying to make a living, but you were, who was it that raps about this? Tupac, right? Selling crack to the kids. Who the hell cares? Like, what? One less hungry mouth on welfare. He was basically being like, okay, well, people can justify it however they want, because they can be like, well, I'm doing this to support my family, but really I'm selling a bad thing. I'm selling things that's killing something. I'm selling medicines like that are hurting people. Like, not me. I would never do that, right? I'm a witch, right? I'm an alchemist. I like to give people remedies, herbal remedies that help them, that heal them, that cure them, their mind, their body, their nervous system. That's my style. But some people, are doing it and saying, "Oh, well, I was ruining this person's life. I ruined this person's credit. I ruined this person's name. I did all this cyber attacking. I did this physical attacking. I did all of this. And they're like, oh, yeah, but I got paid hella bread. Like I needed that money. I needed that money. The reality is there's karma to that. And this is what I was talking about yesterday. There is higher level karma or judgment, right? Because we're being judged not just by what we're doing in this one lifetime. This is our character traits. And for the people that are so quick, they are responsible. They're responsible for their own actions. Do you know that is very true? And so if their action, even if they're participating, so let's say, for instance, let's just say, because I'm gonna go there because I like to go there because I know many times I got a lot of people from the service tuning in sometimes to all the military peoples out there. Like, for instance, they have the right and the free will to be like, actually, we don't agree with these wars. Actually, we don't agree to going in and like killing and murdering and raping. We don't agree to this. And this is our right. This is our freedom. This is our right to say at some point in time, actually, we don't co-sign this. Like we're here to protect and to serve our country. But if serving our country means we're eliminating another one, like that doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense because they weren't attacking us. They've been on some other fight, some other religious fight with the other country that we're collecting money from. But do we have to do this? Okay. And so that is their choice, right? Just like all the battleships, all of the people that were on, all the little seamen or whatever that were on the warships, they started putting their shirts and their clothes and all this stuff down the toilets. So it was literally like a shit show, right? So they didn't have the capacity to take the ships out because they're like, actually, we're not going to know. We're just going to make it inoperable. If we stand up, like how many people have resigned, right, from positions? And this is the point: is it's your choice to say either I'm participating in being a shitty fucking human being and hurting other human beings, right? Or I'm being a good human being because I'm a good human being and I don't care what the lies or what the deceit or what the hidden secrets or how I should keep my mouth shut because I don't want people to fucking judge me. No, bro. Like at some point you have to make a decision. It's not about sides. It's not about country. It's not about race. It's not about sex. It's not about religion, right? We are human beings, right? Species, human, home, earth, religion, love, philosophy, peace. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing is when people do follow orders, they don't know because the thing is we've been programmed to believe that these people are doing good things to keep us safe or to keep us protected. And that's what a lot of people think. That's like what a lot of people think. Like we're staying protected because we have all these guns and all these weapons and we can fight all the war. But like, why are we at war? Like, why can we not make an agreement? Like, why can we not have a verbal, what? We had to go to war for what? What are we fighting about? That we're incapable at this level of emotional intelligence and consciousness of human beings, entities, whatever. How are we not capable of fucking discussing and coming to some type of agreement, whether it's what we want to agree to or not? Like we should be able to come to some type of something instead of needing to go to war. Like nuclear, like all this shit is crazy. Like nuclear power plants, like those could be like if they're done correctly, not for evil doings, evil biddings. Like I think that they could be generating a lot of power, just like hydroelectricity, just like wave, just like wind, just like water, right? There's a lot of things that can be done, but the thing is it takes people deciding, okay, wait, you know, The reality is a lot of people that are in the military do that because they want to get out of poor situations. They want to be able to make money for their families, right? Like my grandfather was like really like one of the highest people up in the military. And like he worked his ass off for like 45 years or something, 45 years, 48 years, something like this in the Marines. And to get all that money, to get all that wealth, to get all of that, to leave, to invest in the stocks and the bonds and the funds, he learned all of that to be able to leave everything for his family, right? To be able to create that. So I get it because they want to follow orders and they want to believe that who they're working for is good. Now, does it mean that we can't change it around? We can absolutely change it around. And the people that are out there that are especially on the ground or anything like this, if they did already sign up for it and they did already go out there because they're facing to lose their jobs or to do something else, like what their next action is different. Do you know what I'm saying? Like they still at the end of the day make the choice to fire, to shoot, or to not, right? So there's so many levels of choices where we have the capacity to choose. And yes, we are held responsible karmically for what we choose, whether it's happening right now or later, you guys. It's like, okay, well, when are we gonna be held responsible for cutting down all the tree, right? This is why I like to make things out of bamboo and hemp. Why? Because they grow so fucking fast. Because they're non-invasive. Because then we're not cutting down like we're not spraying pesticides and doing the cotton and we're not cutting down trees for fucking toilet paper, right? Like bamboo, hemp, you know? So it's just it's it's a lot, right? It's a lot. But we have to understand that this is what they're trying to keep us hidden under. Now they're going to start to try to offer things like they're going to try to distribute wealth or they're going to try to create all these other solutions, but the reality is unless all of the people, all of the heads of all these organizations change to completely different leadership and are appointed like by the actual fucking people, then I don't foresee the structures lasting. I just don't. I don't. There's not sustainability in it. Yeah. Hate to break it to you, but it's not sustainable. These old ways are not sustainable. Now, again, this is what I was talking about in the beginning. It's our choice. It's our choice to stay in this viewing this future, this lever, this, viewing this outcome instead of this outcome, right? It's our choice to say, now that we saw all of that, we can still keep working for the system, or we can figure out how we're creating a whole new system. It's our choice. That's our choice, what we're participating in. But the problem is the more people that continue to participate are just perpetuating it. So like you guys want to get to this place where we're working with farms and doing all that stuff. That's great. Like all you got to do is like fucking stop going to your job and go and figure out where your farms and where your things are, where your local people are and say, "Hey, how do I come and help you work on your farm? I don't know about this, but I'm down to learn like, because I'm really great at making food, so maybe I can help you to cook food since you grow it, or maybe I can help you to whatever the fuck it is, right? Figure it out, guys. But as long as we're still reliant on this system, they're going to be in control. Now is the time. The astrology is in alignment now. Not, and this is the thing. This is what I started talking about forever ago, right? Like fucking traumatic brain injury and like ADHD. It doesn't help. But what I was saying is that people need to change the way the spells, the way that we're speaking about it, right? Because how we speak about it, how we spell, it's words or spells. That's why it's called spelling. And what I've seen people is saying that we're just gonna start, we're just planting the seed for the revolution. We're not gonna see it in our lifetimes. We're not gonna see the change and this and that. But the reality is yes, we fucking can. Where there is a will, there is a way. Yes, we fucking can. It's whether we choose to say that, oh, this system is still going to be taking us over for an extended amount of time and we can't change that and we can't do this and we can't do that. But it's like that's what it is it's a choice. It's a choice in how we um it's a choice in how we choose to create the narrative, right? Words are spells. So if you choose to spell, oh, every day that some fucking weird shit is weird, and if you choose to, um, yeah, I just removed him, fucking weirdo. Exactly. If you choose to exist in that low frequency, right? Like, go and play a video game. Go and play a video game where you can tell a fucking video game what the fuck to do. Because telling me what to do when I'm here on MySpace channeling because you're sick and you're lazy is not, no, it's not where we need to be. So I don't want to get off this state of this love, but how we spell, how we speak things into existence, and how we speak about things is so important, right? How we're honoring stuff. And this is what I was getting into, like as we were going super late, like yesterday, like 3.5 hours or some shit, right? And what I want to tell people is how we choose to speak about the earth, how we choose to speak about divine feminine, how we choose to address one another, how we choose to address this situation that we're going through, like how we choose to view it. Like if we choose, right? Like for instance, I choose to say, yes, I'm fucking hungry. Yes, I don't look healthy. Yes, because I need to eat. But at the same time, I can feel like I used my voice, like I spoke my truth, like I stood on my character, on my principles. I stood on my business. I stood on my belief system. I didn't waver, right? Like people are like, "Oh, well, Jesus died for our sin." No. No. This motherfucker got crucified because he was standing on business, because he was like, "This is the truth." And they're like, "Denounce your fucking truth." And he was like, "Fuck you. Hang me and bleed me like a fucking pig. If that's what you have to do to kill my fucking to kill my vibe and to kill my story, then that's what you have to do. Because it still will be a story that will be fucking heard. Now because patriarchy, they missed the point of what Jesus was trying to do, right? The homie, he's the ascended master, right? And what he was trying to teach people is that the power of God, right, of divinity, was easily attainable through each one of them, that it was within, that it didn't exist externally, that it didn't exist through men or through organizations or through anything else. It didn't exist. It was within. As you go within. That's why my channel is called Divinity Within Thee, right? Like I'm trying to figure out, but they love to keep me fucking exhausted, how to create like a members only, like they don't even let me have the fucking hype button. They don't let me have so many things, but that's a bad spell. So they're changing it. They're going to get caught. They're all going to go to jail and they're all going to fucking pay me. And I'm going to be able to share my story with more people when you guys like and comment on my shit and go to my 5 on it. Support your girl to get some fucking food and to pay my power because it'll probably be turned off tomorrow. And I would like to create a little members only thing where we can actually start working with important things like how do we deprogram the patriarchy without losing the key elements of, for instance, what our buddy Jesus, Master Jesus, ascended Master Jesus, was attempting to teach, what he was teaching, what he was actually prophesying, not what religion, not what patriarchy has made organized religion or monotheism to be, but actually the knowledge, the actual fucking knowledge that he went to Egypt to attain, blah, 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 like the actual knowledge. Why? Because I think people need to understand that, he says this more than once. The kingdom of God, the kingdom of heaven is within, right? Like for me, I want to teach more people how to tap into their ability to have stronger intuition, how to tap into their ability of telekinesis, how to tap into these higher vibrational abilities that we have accessibility to, that we've been programmed, right? Some of it comes from doing some types of cleaning and detoxing, Okay, hold on. Hold on 1 minute. Sorry. Let me see. Did that fix it? Did that fix it? Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay, cool. So the reality is, okay, guys, is I wanted to create these courses and teach people about this because shadow dancing, learning to deal with our demons also, right? First, the understanding of embodying divine feminine or divine masculine and all the energies, right? And how masculine can embody their true form, right? And how they can learn to be more healthy and reprogram and deprogram these old patriarchal structures, right? Because I don't believe now, yeah, we're all responsible to heal ourselves. We're all responsible, you know, for the stuff, for the trauma and everything that our families and our ancestors and our parents gave to us. Apparently, like we're responsible for the shit that they were irresponsible, that they didn't deal with. It's just like our shit to deal with. But it's neither here nor there. The point is when we learn what our demons are instead of having them all come out at the same time, like we're going through this collective dark night of the soul, right? And so what it's doing is it's just showing us that all of these systems, all these institutions, all of these are not stable, they're not sturdy. And so it's like, okay, so it's okay, cool, so we need to recreate, all of these, we need to recreate all of um these institutions, these structures, the the rules, everything. Like it's kind of got to change, right? It's kind of old, it's outdated, and because of that, we have to give ourselves a little bit of space, right? For instance, when my friend told me, he was like, go to the deepest, darkest parts of your depth, right? Go to all the way until you go all the way to your darkest parts with your darkest demons, and there is where you'll find the light. And so I went all the way down, right? And for me, because I have so much scorpionic energy, right? I'm like triple Scorpio. So because I have so much of this energy, I can go deep, right? I can go all the way to the underworld, like Anubis is the homie, right? And I can go all the way down to the darkest parts and be like, what's the darkest shit? And yeah, the darkest shit is like, of course, like to for people to receive the same punishment as um the same pain and punishment that they have inflicted to others, right? And so I sat with it for a little bit and I was like, fuck, that's dark. And then I was like, but is it dark? And then it was like, yes and no. Okay. So yes, in the fact that it's perpetuating the behavior. So that's dark because it's not the ultimate solution. So where is the light that comes in? The light that comes in is realizing, okay, that sometimes we all have these dark, maybe sometimes dark or evil or sadistic or um, maybe erotic thoughts, right? We have different thoughts like this, but to say to be honest about it, be like, sometimes I think about doing some weird shit, like if you're down for it, but I know it's not maybe kind of creepy. But when we're honest, when we speak honestly about it instead of keeping it secret, when we keep it secret, it's like you can't lie. Like that shit it stays dormant. It stays stuck in your system. It stays stuck in your body. And then every time you try to offer love or bring something else out, it doesn't work. It ends up not working. It ends up not going anywhere. And you're like, what the fuck? I work with all these people. I put in all this love. I put in all this energy, and still I'm not getting this love. And the thing is because you haven't actually done the engagement of understanding that these systems that have systematically been programming us bred bred some of these darker thoughts, right? Some of these darker aspects of humanity. And we have to be okay that you know, that we're human, that there's a lot of dark aspects that we have to actually deal with at this point. We can't just keep turning our head like, oh, whatever, and we have to deal with it head on. And if that means like people have to be punished, or people that rape people, if that means their dicks have to get cut off, or if that means they have to be in fucking, I feel like they should be servants. I feel like they should be workers or fucking servants, to these to women, like to women in positions. Like I feel like they should be to women, like maybe not to their victims, because that would be maybe a little bit fucking intense for the victims themselves. But it would be, you know, to make to create some type of subserviency, right? And not to be assholes, just to be um I know saying just to be fair doesn't really I know it doesn't make it better, but the reality is sometimes when people are so lost in their own rabbit hole or so lost in their own programming, until they experience it, are are subjected to experience the thing which they're forcing other people to experience, like they can't really conceptualize, they can't actually learn from it. Like for me, when people are like, oh, well, whatever, you live in paradise, you live in an island. I was like, listen, I live on the other side of the world in a third world country because it allows me to make my art, right? And it allows me to live at at a much lower cost of living than I could in my country. And the reality with that is I do that because my health, right? Because my health and my well-being, my actual vitality of not being in the constant rat race was worth more to me, even though it's much more complicated for me to make money out here, right? Um, and that's why when someone's like, get off your ass and go get a job or do whatever, I'm just like, this is what I can do, right? There's so many things that I'm blocked at actually doing because I'm not in my own country and because we've created all of these blocks and these barriers for people that, you know, aren't from this country, but they live in this country and blah, blah, blah. And this goes for every fucking country all around the world. Like, we need to figure out a better way for people to be able to exist and to be able to survive. Now, I get it, right? Like here, because I'm in a third world country, like they don't want me taking jobs away from locals. I get it. Like the same thing that they want in America. Like, you're taking our jobs away. Like, shut the fuck up, Americans. You guys don't pick fucking strawberries and work in fucking fields, you lazy fucks. Like, that's that's what all the dudes from Mexico do. Like, that's the shit. That's shit that you ain't doing. So I'm not saying that there is or isn't something I think that I would do or that they wouldn't do or whatever. All I'm saying is I'm overqualified for so many jobs and so many positions, which puts me at a disadvantage. So the best I can do is the best I can do. But should I be being judged? Should other people be blocking that? Should other people, and this goes for each to each their own, right? Maybe some people are like, yeah, well, I'm really good at building stuff, or I'm really good at growing a farm, or I'm really good at making some art. Like, that's what you should be fucking doing. That's what you should be directing your energy to and figuring out how you can make that part of a communal effort, right? And um not blocked from that. So for me, yeah, I want to help people to heal this stuff because a lot of this torment and this trauma and all this other stuff, right? Like I've experienced it from living it myself. And so yeah, of course, if I've already learned the way to heal a lot of trauma and a lot of different things, then yeah, why wouldn't it make sense that I would want to help other people free themselves of that fucking torturous state? Of course. But they want to keep me blocked. They want to keep me because they don't want the love. They don't want people to learn. They want people to stay fighting. They want people to create separation. You know what I'm saying? And in the end of the day, we're over here like, wait a second, what are we fighting for? And I wake in the morning and I step outside and I take a deep breath and I get real high and I scream from the top of my lungs, what's going on? And I said, hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. And we're like, what the fuck is happening? Like, what? What's happening is that all these old structures are falling. We need to let them. And we need to come together in unity in this communal effort, right? And rebalance things because right now things are out of balance. And there's many earth angels that are here to bring things back into balance. So make sure that you call out or you do prayers or whatever, call out for your ancestors, your angels, your guides, uh mainly like your ancestors and your angels, I think would be like a good thing, right? Because everybody's like bothering God, like, God, please, can you fix it? God's like, bro, I'm one motherfucker. Like, I got whole universes to deal with. Like, I, I say, like, everybody's got a team of their own, a team of angels. Like, can y'all please call your team? Call your team because they're here to serve justice. They got the wisdom. They're here to serve the justice. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. And this is a leap of faith, right? This is how we're moving forward is by saying, okay, we do trust, We do trust in this karmatic justice. We do trust in this higher power. We do trust in these angelic beings, right? And we step a little bit more away from the specific organized religion portion of it, and we stand in this different portion of where we feel more passionately aligned, right? Where we feel intuitively safe. Where we're like, the old world isn't working for us, so we got to create this new one. We're birthing, we're like the doulas for this new world. And until we decide what this wish, what this dream world, this utopian dream looks like, and until we decide that we want this to be happy ending, happy wife, happy life, happy family, until we decide that we're birthing this new thing, it doesn't come into play because we're over here being manipulated by this secret fucking society, feel fucking bad and to fight each other and to be like, but this country and blah 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 doesn't fucking matter. None of that matters. None of this is what matters. I said peace, peace, peace and unity. Coming out together like one family, you know? And then we create this new world. Look at these guardians. And these fixed guardians put that shit into play. Put it into play. Put it into place. Like the time is now. Like we either decide if the next 2 years is going to be more of this fucking doom and gloom every day, or if it's just going to be like new technological advances and better things for society, right? New structures, new type of ruling, new type of schooling, new type of community, new type of uh, food, new type of production, new type of everything, right? Like we're not hurting each other anymore. No more breaking hearts. No more heartbreaking. Like no more people uh, in survival mode, right? People will be thriving. And in order to get there, we have to hold this vision and stop with the division. Stop with the division and hold this vision of there's enough, there's abundance, there's wealth. We see it, we foresee it. Okay? There has to be multiple of us that view this happy ending coming now because we don't have to be as structures come down and collapse and we rebuild them, we don't have to be flailing like a fish out of water the whole time that's happening. We can already be working in new systems and new structure. That can already be a thing. We don't have to just be like, oh, like a fish out of water trying to breathe. Like we don't have to do that. And over the next 2 years, as more things start to come down, it will be easier to start to replace them, right? Because we're like, oh, okay, cool. We already changed it. New government says now we're at matriarchy, right? So here's these people, now this, okay? Now we don't like this fucking digital. We're not going to go to this digital ID. We're not going to go to fucking kill bots. We're not going to go to this. We're not going to go to fucking, no, we're not going to do all that. Actually, that's a no. No. And I see what someone was saying is you guys were saying, somebody was saying that you have a hard time. Is that you? Is that you? Stefani Cole, that you're Jewish and it's hard. And like, here's the thing, right? Like, I have friends that are Jewish and like they're the homies, right? They're the homies, and like, are they the ones that are responsible? And this is the thing. This is what war breeds. People killing the next generation. This is why they're killing the schools and the kids and all this stuff, right? Is because this is what war breeds. And they're killing all the next generation, and they're just taught that we hate these other people because we hate these other people because we've been fighting this war since the beginning of fucking time. But no, we haven't been fighting the war since the beginning of time. It's just something to keep us distracted while they're collecting all of the money and the resources off of us. And so, do I feel bad for Jewish people? Yeah, because it's like all this shit has already happened. Like it's not about race, it's not about religion, it's not about right or left. It's about what is correct, what is humane at this point. What is humane? Right? And I understand, like I'm experiencing it, the micro and the macro, right? Like I can't get help from my country. I can't contact people from my country. I'm not getting help from my embassy. They refuse. Like if I leave, I potentially face not being able to re-enter my own country for years, to being blocked out. And also, if I leave here, then I also maybe have to stay out of this country for a year or more. So I'm in a very precarious situation because some people, some fucking organization and some people just like stole my identity and tried to unalive me and then trying to just fuck my life completely. And the best I can do is like sit in safe spaces and fucking stream and do readings and exchange knowledge and information and try to get people to send money to my PayPal so I can fucking eat and survive on base level base nothingness. Like, yeah, I'm experiencing it. The same thing that they're experiencing over there, waiting for people to bring medical supplies and food and care packages. Like, yeah, I'm experiencing the same thing. I don't feel good, but I can't just go to a doctor because they try to fucking euthanize me. They try to put me down, bro. They try to drop me into a coma, like euthanization to collect money. So I'm having to slowly do things in a very intentional way. And I know that they're all coming down to a certain way. And I know that all these people are going to jail. And I know that they're all going to be paying me a lot of fucking money. And I know that. And I know that the receipts are long and great and whatever. But in the meantime, does that resolve the fact that I'm that they put me in this fuck position? Does it change the fact that I'm sitting here and fucking my subscribers are like, you don't look healthy? Yeah, you need to eat. Like, yes, that's what I keep asking you guys to give me $1 or $5 to my fucking PayPal so I can eat because they're blocking me. I can't even fucking call my friends if it like I can't. I have. They're literally trying to eliminate. That's what they've been doing. And just to be on a real note, just to keep it real, just to keep it going, the chariot. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going, full steam. Too sweet to be sour, too nice to be me. So we just saw like this um Wilcox, right? Committed suicide because he was whatever. No, this fool knew way too much information to be offing himself. It doesn't matter if he was depressed, it doesn't matter if he was overwhelmed, okay? There's the way that they show me is like this, okay? We're on this big we're on this big thing to create this union of humanity, right? This coming together of humanity. And they've shown me this several times in the last year or year and a half. They showed me this several times because it is hard for them to get bodies, to get active bodies that are knowledgeable or that have the ability to make the transition, right? To make this transition from the third densities to higher densities because it is hard and it takes a long time to grow a human body, that you will not see people offing themselves. This will not be a thing. The more likely thing that will happen is either a higher level being, entity, or soul will enter at their choice to exit, and they will enter the soul because they will use that fucking spaceship. That's still good. Unless it's fucking old and decrepit, unless it's like Trumpy Dumpy or something like that, like they're hopping, whether they're higher entities or demonic entities, they're fucking hopping that meat suit. So if people are said to be killing themselves, especially when they're in contact, when they do fucking studies and talk to aliens and then bring all this information and shit, like there's two things that are either happening. Okay. One, first one, they're being murdered, right? They didn't fucking kill themselves. They're being, hunted and murdered, number one, or they're being collected and removed and made to look like they're doing that. So maybe the higher ups, maybe the deletes or something else like this is actually collecting. Okay, there's two things that were very strong coming in for me. Okay, there's there's I mean, there's infinite possibilities, but there's two very strong possibilities that I feel both of them in existence, okay? One in existence is the higher ups, the deletes are trying to delete any people. They're trying to take out all the people that are the higher level of consciousness because they want to keep people asleep in this loop, right? And so they want to take out all of those people because they want to keep the sedated, the sleepy people, right? Red pill, blue pill shit. Okay? That's one. Two is a little bit similar but different. They are collecting, right? They're making it look like these people are off themselves, but they're actually collecting them to create, like, as a lot of people are going to end up as food or soil. We were talking about this yesterday, right? As a lot of the human species will just be kind of eliminated. It's like they're going and collecting the most intelligent ones to reseed or rebreed, like the next phase or the next generation. So, um, but how I feel that is more like higher intelligent species that are doing that, not necessarily the deletes. Like I think the deletes are trying to actually like delete, but they may be taking them, or they may be trying to make um so a lot of the AI, like all of the AI stuff like this is all reptilian based, right? And the higher level government structures. So a lot of them, I think, are trying to take like the blood, the consciousness, stuff like this, and to kind of reproduce or keep these in little, like, not like test tubes, but like in some type of, I don't know. They're saying tubes, like where they have like the people in the tubes. I guess I don't know. Um, so they could be trying to preserve or cryo freeze something like this. Okay, I'm picking up on. So it's something that they could be doing in case something happens, that they still have the advanced, like, knowledge and scientists and stuff like that. So the deletes, yes, they're trying to transfer it into a digital person or a digital technology. But I feel like higher powers could be going around collecting the people that are on the higher level frequencies, that are actually able, that have been in contact with the aliens, that are actually able, like if you look at the people that are dying, like they're doing real stuff, right? Like they're doing like cold fusion and like crazy stuff, right? So it's like the aliens are like, okay, we're gonna take all these, that way we don't have to retrain. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't want to be training new managers. Like, bro, you're gonna have to pay me extra if I have to train them how to be management of these other fucking nations, right? Like this, like imagine, right? Like on a higher level. But like that's kind of how I see it. But the way that they showed me is, more than anything else, they want to have as many awakened people that are on the light warriors team. They want to have us here on the ground, awake and alive and ready, like able to take and make action. So the chances of people like him, or like me, or if you know or follow other people that is like this, that is tapped in, we are not killing ourselves. That's not a thing. I love lamp. I love life. Zoe means life. Sophia means wisdom. So wisdom of eternal life, bro. Like I understand energy never dies. So I understand the implications of the karmatic uh, ramifications of attempting to off myself. And I would never do that because I've been a righteous person this entire lifetime, and I've still had to pay so much bullshit ass karmic debt. So like, no, I would never do that. Like I would never lie, I would never cheat, I would never steal, I would never do stuff like this. I'm not saying that I never did, like attempted to do those things and learn my lesson like as a kid or a teenager for sure. But no, as an actual human, as an actual adult, or even as a teenager, like I learned my lessons very quick because I am he as you are me, right? As you get to these higher level of densities, fourth, fifth density, sixth density, you understand you for you to betray somebody else, for you to make money off of somebody else, for you to take something from somebody else that belonged to them, it wouldn't exist. Like you would be hurting yourself. You would really understand the conceptualization of to hurt you is to hurt me. So you would never be coming up off of or making anything off of others. It's just not in those higher level frequencies. It's just straight up like trade. It's like, cool, I have this thing or I need this thing. Like, what do you want for it? And they're like, oh, what do you got? And they're like, oh, you can check the space store. And they're like, okay, cool. I need a couple of these. I need one of those, like the same thing, the macro and the micro. So like what do we have to offer? What type of skills do we have to offer or barter or trade? And are we really embracing those? Are we really tapping into our inner intuition, to our inner soul's callings and paths? Like there's certain things that you're like, I always wanted to be a fucking fiddler, right? And maybe you need to be fiddling, fool. Like maybe you need to be playing the fiddle because maybe that wakes some people up. Maybe it does something. You don't know. The aliens are, what are you saying? I don't do yoga, I stretch. I should do yoga. But a lot of people out here in Bali are kind of fucking snooty about yoga. Every time I try to be like, I want to start new yoga class, they're like, I'm a yoga teacher trainer. I don't really like, no, that's not what yoga's about. So maybe I'll have to go to India to learn yoga because this ain't the place. Um, so aliens aren't coming here trying to kill us. Let me be completely direct with you guys because they were really happy about me giving the message last night. They do not want to kill or murder us. They want the collective evolution, revolution of the collective consciousness and the planet to rise because it has a ripple effect throughout the entire universes, through other planets and other systems to other systems. Let's just break it at that. Okay. So these other people, these other species, these other systems benefit highly off of our evolutionary consciousness rising. So they're here to assist in it. Now, because red pill, blue pill, many people will choose to stay in the third density, which is a lower level of hell. Now, if that's where they choose to stay, that's where they choose to stay. That's what they fucking signed up for. They want to keep learning or experiencing pain or whatever. I don't know. But that's their choice. And so, because we are moving to this higher level of collective consciousness, it means that not everybody gets to come. Two-thirds of the population, in fact, choose to stay asleep, choose to stay in places of addiction, of lust, of greed, of gluttony, of whatever all these fucking sins are, all of these. And because they chose these, they chose to stay earthbound. They chose to not, they've already chosen. That could have been something they signed up for. Or they could have chose at this point to not step up and be part. So if you see someone else murder somebody else, are you responsible? This is a real question. Are you responsible? The answer is yes and no. Are you the person that did the murder? No, you're not responsible for being the murderer, but you are responsible for being like, that was fucking bad and this person is bad. And I am actually now responsible because I need to turn in this person that was raping or murdering or doing some bad shit. Okay? Now, I don't know, there is a baseline. I hear you guys kind of putting it out there, which is like, well, what if the people are bad and they're murdering a bunch of other people and then you kill them? Well, again, we're kind of creating what is good and evil, but like, you know, intuitively what is actually good and evil, you know? So are you responsible? No, but you are what's considered now an accomplice because you're aware of it. So you have to actually say it to somebody else, or you have to do something, or you have to be like, if they're a bad person, if they're a serial killer, then you have to fucking turn them in, right? Like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, motherfucker, I can't believe after all this time and work that I did and all this stuff, like, I ended up with another fucking psychopathic serial killer. Not just a normal serial killer, a con artist, fraud, identity theft. Like, I don't even know what this motherfucker's real identity or name actually is, because there's so many different passports and so many different pictures and so many different people's names. I think he's been doing it for a while, finding pretty women that are by themselves that they can cash in on their work or their whatever, and taking their identity, creating powers of attorney. Oh, I found these. And yeah, so like, you know, I've had an intense last year, and this is someone that was like my really good friend for 5 fucking years, right? My partner and my lover that I lived with for 2 years. Everybody's like, well, how did you not know? Well, how did I not know? Because who thinks that the person that is closest to you would go through that level of fucking psychopathy to plan, to commit fraud and all this other shit for money? That they're willing for you to lose your life, your life's work, your life, your everything, and they get off on it. The fact that I even still talk to any of you motherfuckers is like still beyond me at this point, because this is the second psychopath. One was a sociopath. Two were psychopaths. All of had major narcissistic problems. And the difference between the psychopaths versus the sociopaths versus the narcissist, regular narcissist, right? Psychopath is like next level, and they actually they'll mirror your energy to you. So because I was giving love and showing love, I was receiving it. Or I was under the impression, because this person was just replicating what I was omitting. And I was like, oh my God, somebody that loves me like I love them. Amazing. Amazing. This is amazing. What the fuck? Right? So the reality is, once we know, what do we do? And I've been going back and forth for so long, back and forth, like, okay, well, I don't want to ruin someone else's life. And then I have to be like, motherfucker, these people sent multiple people to take your life, to take your money, to take your life's work, to take your fucking life, to take your fucking friends, to take your possessions, to take your life, your spirit, your soul. So this is, this is a real fucking thing. And the reality of the situation is, once you see something, once you see how somebody is, Do you turn your head? You can't unsee that. Certain things you can never unsee. You can't undo that. You can't. How do you come back? How do you come back after fucking, oh, don't worry, I just sent you, like I sent whole fucking mafias and cults and everybody. I took pay from people to send them after you, to unalive you, to poison you. I accepted the fucking poison and was putting it in your fucking food and your drinks, in the water. I was having them come and put fucking poison cleaning the floors and everything you ate and drank off of. That's fucking crazy. So at what point do we say this was active choices? This is, there's and this is again the micro and the macro, right? Like the government. Like you can't change somebody that is that corrupt. You can't change something that is that corrupt. You're just like, no, system overload. Control Alt Delete. You need a full, you can't even reset this. Like this is a parasitic, this is viral, this is something that is attacking and eating other beings, other entities that are generating creation. This is an invasive species. And that's how I have to look at it. Um, did they put poison in my drink, bro? They fucking put poison in everything. On my floors, and my plates and my glasses, in my fucking water tanks and all of my cleaning supplies. And at first I was like, oh, I'm having this, like, because I was having like these very lucid out of body experiences and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm just tapping into this higher level of like, oh, they're putting heavy metals and poisons and all this stuff, like, in our soaps and our shampoos and all this stuff. But no, I actually was like, like getting gnarly rashes and burning. It was burning holes through. I actually went to wash my clothes with some of my fucking soap, and it started putting holes in the material. So they poisoned literally everything, even what I would clean things with. Um, yeah, yeah. And so I thought at first, oh, this is the micro and the macro. This is just me realizing that we have to be producing things and la 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 la. They poisoned my kombucha, the thing that I heal people with, their guts, their stomachs, their brains, right? Because in order for your serotonin, for your for everything, first it's created in your gut. Um, so yeah, it's a lot, but because this person did all of this and because this person paid all these fucking authorities under the table and paid all the fucking Indonesian mafia and all this shit because they're running fucking drugs and doing weird shit, right? Because of all of this, I couldn't just go. It didn't really work. I couldn't just go to any police station. I couldn't just go to anybody. It's taken me a lot of work and a lot of effort to figure out the real people that aren't accepting the money on the corruption. And then it actually has to be created in such a way and put in multiple languages to where it's going out to many different countries before it's put out. So that's what I'm working on now. And it's a lot, but that's what I'm working on now. And it is exhausting and it does make me feel sick. And I would feel a lot better if I had nutrition and food. At least I have fucking water, I guess. That's something. And I'm super grateful for that. But the reality of the situation is they wanted to do that. They wanted to take everything away. They wanted to make it so I had no other option. They want to isolate me. They want to do all of this stuff. They want to make me so depressed that I want to unalive myself. But like, it's not going to happen, right? Do you understand? Like, when you are a chosen one, when you actually have a high level mission, like, you can't just off yourself. So that's what I'm saying is that is Wilcox did not off himself. It's not fucking possible. Like, again, even if he had tried to, there would have been another entity, even if it was dark entities that were doing it, there would have been another entity that jumped in because his level of consciousness and awareness was so fucking high. They're not just going to bail out on that body. So, yeah. So, yeah, uh, uh, that's a whole fucking thing, right? That's a whole fucking thing. Well, I'm taking it a little further. I didn't go around trying to poison, trying to kill, ruining somebody's life, like fucking creating fraud, conning, stealing their identity, their credit, pretending to be them, pretending to get married, trying to off them, collecting, filing multiple life insurance policies in multiple countries, and collecting on them after falsifying my death because you were so sure that you guys were going to fucking kill me. So you want to talk about I'm taking it farther than I should? No, you want to know how far they fucking took it? Way farther than they should have. And so now I have to take it much farther. I have to send it out. It's being compiled in different languages now to be sent out to multiple different countries, to multiple different lawyers, to multiple different things. Because that's how big the entire fucking case is. How about that? They should have just left me alone. They should have just given me, it was like to just leave me alone in my fucking villa, making my art, singing my music, not bothering anybody was like, what, like $5,000 for them to just like pay my rent for a year and leave me the fuck alone and stop harassing me. Like now, there's 30 to 50 of them facing 5 to 15 years in prison for organized crime syndicate. Yeah. So you want to talk about who's taking it too far? Yeah, dude. Like literally, they poisoned me like 3 times. Then they dosed me out like maybe 1 to 3 different times. But since I've worked with so many different plants and cactus medicines and all of this stuff, I was just like, oh wow, this is a really okay, this is an intense trip. But I made food and did some channeling and started making some art. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. Like at least I'm in my space, I guess. But yeah, they were doing all kinds of shit. They've been doing experiments to me, like I've been I've been trafficked and abused, and I've been um what do you call it? Not just poison, but they give you like what, an inebriation so they can rape you. I've been sold to medical experimentation by my own fucking parents for money. So yeah, I don't need people to fucking tell me how far or that I have gone too far because actually I've let this go far too far, far too far, for far too long. And that's why the whole world is getting to see all these dark, sick, sinister organizations and um, what they're really like gone through and done. And at the end of it all I've done is help heal people and feed people and create art and give people inspiration and guidance for their fucking relationships and their business and all of this other thing. And so even in the end of it, I still have to tell people that I need to chill the fuck out or I need to watch what I'm talking about or that I'm going too motherfucking far. No, I haven't gone far enough. Actually, y'all haven't even seen me fucking step up to the fucking line yet. Actually, I'm still in the Scorpio mode of I'm gathering. I've gathered all the people. I've gathered all the things like this, figured out all the different fucking lawyers, all the different places, all the different things, the different ways I have to send it to different people for it to be sent out. So it's not being blocked from my account because all of my accounts, my bank, all of this fucking platform is the only place I can fucking talk unless somebody actually directly calls me only on my fucking Telegram. I cannot communicate or reach out or speak to anybody else. So if I wasn't speaking on something that was so vital, and if I wasn't worth a lot of fucking money or some fucking shit, why would they be spending this much time and effort and energy and money and this many people paying this many people to gang stalk and to bother and to fucking hack and to send fucking rife frequencies and all this dumb shit if I wasn't somebody real fucking important and I didn't have some real important information or some real intense bloodlines. Like they used to fucking drug me and keep me in hospitals as a teenager. I had like 8 blood transfusions. I had 23 or 26 colonoscopies. Yeah, where they were sedating me, but not all the way. And I remember screaming and crying and begging my mom to be in the room when that happened because I thought that they were doing weird shit to me. And she was just like, "Oh, you're just on fucking drugs." No, I wasn't on fucking drugs. No, I wasn't on drugs. They were taking my blood. They were giving me weird blood to fucking transmute. They were doing lots of shit. So I've been through some fucking shit. So nobody needs to tell me how far is too fucking far. Because if you even come near this edge, your ass is gonna fall the fuck off, like into the bottomless pit of despair. If you even like 1 year in my life, y'all would be dead. So, and I know from being very young and from a very young age that there's no possible way. There's no possible way. I've had so many near death experiences and experiments, right? And I can't take my own life. It's actually not physically possible for me to do it. And even other people that try to do it. They ran me over like 3 years ago. I was ran over. I was hit and fucking in the face by a truck on my motorbike, fucking caught on the truck, drugged behind the truck, and left on the side of the road after getting run over for dead. Broken completely from fucking head to heel. My full face fucking shattered because that's how they want to fuck me up. And I still didn't die, bro. Like, they try to drop my roof. They try to do all this fucking crazy shit. This isn't a this isn't a small operation. So either I have really important mission, really big important mission, or I'm actually somebody really valuable that they don't want people to know and they don't want me to know. Because I know what all of the ancestors and everything, you got royal bloodline, old. So what does that mean? I don't know. But when I see all these readings and stuff like this coming in the collective, and I feel it internally, and I feel what is mine and what is not mine, what is the macro and what is the micro. But I see all these people that have been attacking me and doing all this crazy shit to me, right? When I was a captain and I had boats, they beached my fucking boat. Like every time they just want to fucking take me out. They let me do all of the work and then they fucking take all my shit and take credit for it and fucking leave me high and dry. Don't even hose me down. Don't even put me away wet. Not even leave me on the side of the road for dead. But you don't hear it. You hear me over here trying to teach people how to heal from their traumas, how to break the patriarchal programming, and how to get back to societies where we center children and health and everything, right? Each other, baseline humanity. That's what I'm saying. I know what it's like to work for everything I've ever had, and I know what it's like to lose everything I've ever had and to start over. Hundreds of times I've had to do it. So, and I've never, maybe twice in my life, have I ever received help or handouts. Even after I got run over on the side of the street from a truck, like my friends raised like $3,500 for me. That's all. You know how much money it took me to heal myself by myself? You know how it was to learn how to talk again, to learn how to speak multiple languages, to know how to sit up, to stand, to hobble, to crawl, to learn how to walk again, to learn how to formulate words into a fucking sentence? Did I do any of that to anybody else? No, I don't think so. So did I take it too far? No, I'm pretty sure it was the other way around. So, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's just a reality, right? And so I understand. I'm here. Even at the last time when I got hit by a truck, I asked them. Right? Because I commune with the spirits. I said, "Oh God, I'm here. Great, you guys. I'm really tired." And they said, "No, you don't." Like that, like in the on those funny like religious shows where the pastor comes up and he puts the hand on the face, he's like, boom, you were healed. They're like, no, you go back. You're gonna be healed. You got shit to do. We've already chosen you. And they sent me right the fuck back. Okay. I've had similar experiences like that on like certain types of hallucinogens like DMT and like maybe like ayahuasca, different things like that, where you're like, oh, I'm communing here. And they're like, no, 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 you've been here too long. You need to go back. Like, we know you got a lot of stuff to do up here. I'm someone really important on the other levels. Even when I go and do the sound healing and the different stuff like this, I start seeing all these high level blue beings and stuff like that. Like, I see them all around. I see them doing like repairing, checking bodies, doing all of this stuff, the brain, like it's wild. But yeah, maybe I have alien DNA, maybe I have some weird shit. I'm not exactly sure. Definitely um definitely some shit, but um, you know, I don't really know, like the fact of the matter is if I wasn't doing something that didn't threaten somebody somewhere, then they wouldn't be attacking me. If I wasn't worth something that they don't want to give up, I don't also feel like they wouldn't be attacking me. So what is this? What is this thing that they're it's greed. Oh, they want my destiny. They want my wish. They want my dream. What is this? What is this wish, this destiny? Yeah, they wanted a destiny swap. They thought that they could do um they thought that they could do some fucking Jesus shit. And this is why they crucified Jesus, if you guys really want to know. First of all, they didn't want him saying what he was saying. Number one. Number two, they took him out and he was like, oh, he died for all of our sins. So, like, this is what they're trying to do. They're going to be like, we're all these bad people. We did all these fucked up things. We destroyed all of these things. And now they're trying to cash in this chosen soul to as the sacrificial lamb for all of their karma and all of their sins. Like, here you go. You can take all of our bullshit and give us this security so we can stay here and keep going. And collective is like, the fuck I will. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna rule that shit. The only thing collective is committed to is following the path. And because collective has chosen time and time again to not be distracted by all these exterior options. And this is including a lot of the people. So, a lot of us, right? A lot of us have to mourn losing siblings, family members, people who loved us, stuff like this, right? Like, when I realized that narcissistic abuse goes all the way back, when I realized it was my own family that was fucking selling my soul and doing witchcraft and giving out my fucking all of my rewards that I was given from the divine because they were doing fucking binding spells and um, weird spell work and shit, you know. Whoever you are, get the fuck out of my chat. Bye. Get the fuck out. You don't belong here. So, anyways, go fucking pay a cam girl if you want to see some fucking shit. Get the fuck out of my Zed talks. Okay? So the truth is actually going to come out. Oh, somebody already spoke the truth. Okay. This is what was coming out before. Somebody else was a whistleblower. Somebody else actually spoke the truth. Yeah. There's a very large inheritance. There's a very large inheritance. There's also security. Okay. So this is not just money. This is money, property, business, capital, castle for some. Okay. This is like generational family. So maybe that's part of who I am, you know? Maybe they kidnapped me or stole me or something like this. Yeah, they took me away. I knew this. I've known this my whole life that this family wasn't my family. And by making the choice to walk away from all this narcissistic abuse and be like, I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm walking the fuck away. I'm walking away. Everything's going to be sorted. You guys. Justice, peace, and unity. Yeah, everything's sorted. Justice, the justice system. So someone else maybe that was in the justice system, maybe they were paying other people that were in the justice system. Like this has been a big problem, is because there's a lot. What do you call it? There's a lot of corruption and extortion here. I mean, in every country, but I think just here it's like more obvious that people take payouts, you know. But yeah, they were trying to block. They were trying to block this happy ending, but they can't. They cannot. I mean, they keep giving it their damnedest, but they cannot. Yeah, collective, you're about to have security. Whatever they were holding on to, they're fucking pissed. They're upset. They're crying because they're getting their judgment. For some of you guys, these people could have been given the option and they chose not to turn it loose. Yeah. Turn it loose. They chose not to turn it loose because they thought that they could make you so depressed that you would freak out, collective. And they could create. So this is what was coming up earlier before. They were trying to create this it's like they created this whole story. They created a whole story that only would have played out by you being single, by yourself, crazy, not having anybody to talk to, losing your shit, basically. Losing your shit. And they wanted to cause collective to have this big knockdown, drag out fight. And collective's like, I'm not even dealing with it. You can't even abandon me because I already fucking did. Collective, you guys just disappeared, dude. You guys just disappeared, right? Um, uh, yeah, some of the comments are fucking disgusting, but you know what? I just delete them that way. This is the same thing, right? The micro and the macro. So because I know I'm being monitored, this is what I look at it. I had a good laugh about it today. I was like, you know what? Basically, what I'm doing is I'm weeding out all of the sick fucks, all of the rapey fucks, all of the sick fucks, all of the fucks that treat women as if they're fucking items, that treat women as if they're fucking hookers or whores or prostitutes or cam girl, all those people that entertain that do all of that, because I'm so fucking watched, they're now on a watch list. So now their shit can be searched and seized. How about that? Fuck with me. So anyways, actual love is actually entering. Let's fucking go. Let's get some love. Where is the love? Yeah, but you had to walk away from something. You had to walk away from a lot, okay? For some of you guys, you could have also had to walk away from a lover. Yeah. And that's what brought the victory because you knew, collective, because you knew. And you had other decisions trap you. Okay. So they tried to trap you with giving you all these extra decisions or trying to make you look like you're a
prostitute, or you're making your money from doing bad or illegal things, something like this, right? For being a hooker or selling yourself or selling other stuff or doing something, right? Um, and that's what they're trying to make it look like. Okay. And then they were trying to put you in a position where they could get you to freak out, where you could have this whole meltdown, and they can make you look mentally unstable, and they could fucking take you away under these false pretenses, saying that they were helping you, but they really weren't helping you, while they're pretending to be like, oh, blah blah blah. This is what my ex did. He actually did this to his previous girlfriend. I have to wonder if she actually set up all this stuff, pretending to be me, and let him do all of this. But I don't know. She left in a fucking coma, but maybe she was just a really good actor. But this is the same thing. He was like, oh my God, she's sick and dying. I'm gonna sign her power of attorney. I found him practicing. I found the practice sheets, practicing her handwriting and her signature. All that shit is what I turned in. All that shit. All that shit. All the different passports with the different names, the different pictures, the different identifications. All the fucking paperwork of all the people's fucking shit. Fraud, con, fucking identity theft, murderer, killing people for fucking money because you can't make a choice over your addiction. Nah, this is what they tried to do. He threatened me several times that he was going to put me in the paddy wagon. I was like, why? I'm not mentally insane. Oh, you have schizophrenia and you have bipolar. I was like, that's your ex-girlfriend. That's not me. What are you talking about? Yeah, 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 yeah. They paid. They paid to have these names changed on the paperwork to try to make me look like I was mentally unfucking stable. But they try to make me look like I was a fucking prostitute. And all the people that have been watching me are just like, this girl just sleeps and then does live feeds. And it's just like in there singing and making art. Like, what? What do you mean? She just like is happy with her cat and sings to herself and goes on little mini adventures and makes her food. Like, what? Nobody ever. She doesn't talk to anybody and nobody comes or goes. She's definitely not a whore. She's definitely not crazy. She's definitely not on fucking drugs. So, like, woo. So the final ruling against this authority figure, again, this can be a parent, family, organization, church. I'm feeling that it's multiple. It's multiple of them. Okay. For some of them, the head honcho could have died. Someone could be dying. You could be losing a false father figure or something like this. Somebody may have made a decision to sacrifice somebody like this. Somebody that was maybe a higher up in a cult, something like this, could have died. Some type of magic backfired. Okay. That's kind of intense. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Magic has karma. So if you do magic that fucks with somebody else's free will, which is someone's capacity to live their life, be breathing, uh, be falling in love or feeling their own emotions without any spells or manipulations, then, if you do that, if you fuck with somebody's free will, that shit's coming back on them. That shit's coming back. They did it for money. For many of you guys, you may find out that this person, that this other person, that this karmic person, or something that may have happened is this false flame or this ex or something like this, where they were cheating on collective. Okay. Where picking up two main things, they were cheating on collective, and what happened is actually that's what happened to them. So their third party or their sneaky link, they actually found out that they're actually a prostitute. Ooh, that's how they make their money. They went to this one thinking that this one had more money because they were fucking working, but they weren't fucking working. They were fucking spreading them. They were working the fucking magic stick. That's what they were working. And this fucking karmic is like, shit, lost all their clout. They could be also very sick and dying from something. Whoever was the leader of this, whoever was the leader, okay, so this is some type of business, some type of work, church, cult, something. This could be multiple. This leader, these leaders are dying. If they're not dying and if they're not already dead, then they're going to be in a position of facing death penalty. Yeah, they're going to be locked up, facing death penalty. And ultimately, it will be collective's call. Yeah. And I don't think collective is going to give any mercy because all these people were out there attacking fucking collective. So I don't really think collective needs to give them any mercy. Collective's like, ha ha, all I wish is that all that shit that you put on me, all that shit that you put on me, you get back. That's why they're freaking out. So this is a difference between in the beginning, um, in the beginning, the difference between a return to sender spell and a transmutation spell is very simple. Okay. So for instance, if people are talking bad, if they're spreading, if they're, let's say they're spreading bullshit, let's say they're slandering or creating a smear campaign or something like this, right? Think of that as like sticks and stones can break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That's when you want to do a transmutation spell where you say, okay, guides, okay, angels, like bring me justice, right? Bring me justice, bring me happiness. And anybody who speaks or says or puts any spells or intentions or anything like this on my name, right? Or to make me unhappy or to make me look any other way than my shiny self. May all that energy be transmuted back, right? Transmuted back energetically into love, abundance, money, happiness, right? That is how we get justice. That is a transmuting spell. Now, for people that are doing dark magic, black magic, spell work, where they're trying to do binding spells, where they're doing spells where they're trying to do unaliving spells, moon magic, where they're doing fucking freezer jar spell, whatever, where they're trying to end your life, or where they're trying to destiny swap, where they're trying to take shit that was never theirs to take, right? And especially when they're people that were close to you that you guys had soul contracts with and they're trying to exchange their shit contracts to receive yours, okay, when they're not in this, when they're not the empress, this is not their gift to receive. When it's something like that, you return to sender. Return to sender, address is known. Return to sender, I'll take you home. That's right. That's fucking right. And the reason why you send those spells back to return to sender is because death spells and other things like this, binding spells and stuff like this, you don't really want to fuck with trying to transmute them. Like for instance, me, I'm very powerful. I can transmute. I transmute because I work a lot with my angels and my guides. However, the majority of people don't have enough skill, knowledge, learned passion to be able to actually tap this ability to transmute things that are that heavy or dark of magic. So better to just return it. Okay. Transmute small things. Transmute small things to come back to you. Mainly like people talking shit, smear campaigns, like people that are using your name, speaking ill will or bad intentions on you or other people. You know, transmute those. But any darker spells, anything like that, return to sender. Return to sender because energy never dies. It has to be transmuted, it has to be turned to something else. Now, as artists, many times artists can transmute a lot of the energy. But the thing is we don't want to be consistently transmuting because they're basically using us in this Jesus, in this Jesus state where they're basically sacrificing our soul, our energy, our time, right? To transmute their darkness, their negativity. And so even though I spent a lifetime making all this art, transmuting, right? That's what I did is I just made art. I just made art from nothing. Didn't matter. I just kept creating art and transmuting the energy. Well, last year they told me do not, because you do not want to, you don't want this energy to be um you don't want it to remain. This is an energy that has to be destroyed, that has to be dissipated. This is an energy that doesn't get to be transmuted. This is an energy that karmatically needs to be handled and paid back. So you deflect, you return, and you deflect. Return, deflect, return, deflect that energy, because we don't need those energies, right? We don't need to transmute their darkness for them anymore, because that's what we're doing is we're perpetuating it. So we have to allow certain energies to be dissipated, to deteriorate, to incinerate. That's why I say that in the beginning with the spell. The energy to incinerate, just be gone, right? To 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 burn, because we don't need to keep we don't need to keep this heavy dense energy. We don't need to keep all this shit from this density, from third density. We can create things out of happiness. We can create things out of love. That's why I created this whole thing, statement peace. How do we do things in a peaceful manner and create the art? How do we stop making art out of fucking tragedy? How do we stop making money off of profiting off of people's pain and suffering and sickness? That is where the mental fuck is, that we have to get out of collectively. So the sooner that I can have my classes and actually like instruct a weekly class and actually help people that are interested in learning or becoming a next level part of the platform, like I would like to do that. I would also like to get on this platform called Podbean and start actually being able to. My friend has a radio show, and it makes it so people can actually call in and ask questions, and this is really cool. I've been following her through a few different platforms, but um, this is really cool. That way, we can keep the conversation open and going, and this is better because energetically, as I channel things, I I feel them more. I address them more as I feel them. So to stop and to read them, um, especially because sometimes when I do, you see that people are saying fucking dumb shit, right? So I just do my best to remove those, because then they get flagged, and then we see who all of the fucking rapey creepers really are, and the people that really want to be here can be here, and the people that I do see a lot of people that stand up for me or that support each other or have conversations with each other in the chat, and like that's important. It's important that we're able to be in spaces where we feel seen or where we feel heard or where we feel like we're vibrating on the same frequency as other people. And so yeah, like I'm not here to make people feel sorry for me. And like, no, the last thing I ever want to do is like ask people for help. But yeah, they blocked me. Like since I started a fundraiser and all this stuff last year, they blocked it. They blocked everything. That's when they hacked my devices and blocked me, because they're just like, fuck, every time we try to fuck her up, she just creates a new way. So I'm at the end of my creating the new ways. But the reality is like, you know, I don't want to ruin all these people's lives, but I didn't make those choices, right? Back to everybody has to be responsible for their own decisions and the choices that they make, and that's what's coming is um, this culmination, this full moon. You know how the Scorpio core. You know when the Scorpio strikes,
when you already thought it had scurried away a long time ago behind the rock and you thought it already died or disappeared. And then you're just chilling there one day and you fall asleep like nothing ever happened. And boom, out from the rock, the Scorpio comes. Psh, and by the time you wake up, the poison is already infected all of the blood system, that now the paralyzation is setting in. So when people poison other people, so it gives them strokes, heart attacks, paralyzation, you know, I don't really take that lightly. And it took me my whole lifetime to realize that being the bigger person isn't the fucking out all the time. It's not, because being the bigger person got me displaced from my house I paid for. Being the bigger person has let everybody stay out and keep partying and keep getting high and doing whatever else when I'm over here doing the work and they're trying to make me look like some other weird shit, you know? So, yeah, at this point, being the bigger person is actually stepping up globally to this global group of law, like of good doers that are in the law, to make sure that the story is not being whatever, right? Like I've been sharing my story with people in multiple different countries. That way, if something fucking happens, they already have my statements, they already have my stories, they already know. And that's why I come on here every day. Because do I seem mentally unwell to you guys? No, everybody comes on here is like, damn, I learned something. Somebody told me yesterday, wow, I learned new words. I learned some new words, you know? And people are like, wow, that's cool. And then when people first start coming on here, like, blah, 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 and they're like, well, actually, she's speaking the truth, bro. Like, hold on, hold on. And then they start kind of like putting each other in check and they're like, wait a second. So, yeah, that's the reality is I'm not here to fight or hurt or to hate or to harm other people. But when it comes between people taking my life when I'm out here freedom fighting for the entire collective, and people taking other people's lives and other people's skills and other people's life's work and other people's houses and other people's vehicles and other people's monies and other people's things for money because they're fucking addicts that are soulless. No, no. That's some reptilian, draconian overlord shit. And I know these fucks are draconian. And you fucks, once upon a time, helped me and my people. But now I have the discernment. And they've been trying to put it on the reptilians. And even though the reptilian overlords are doing some weird shit, like they ain't doing all of this shit. They ain't going that deep. This is some other level shit. This is some other overlord fucking shit. Trying to cash in on someone else's fucking destiny because you didn't do the work. No, sinner, go to hell. You go to hell. Yep. Good luck. Good luck because ain't no one coming to save you. Just like ain't no one coming to save me somehow. So what goes around comes around, right? Our intention is everything. So make sure when you guys have intentions that you have intentions not just for yourself, but how they affect everybody else around you. Because if your intentions are harming other people or affecting other people's free will, then you are a bad person and there will be karmic debt to pay for that. As always, guys, infinite blessings, love, and light. I appreciate your guys' likes, subscribes, shares, your support. If you want to win, I'm giving away some free 25-minute, not free, $5 and some prompts. You have to do some 5 likes and some 5 shares and some 5 tags and some 5 on it. But um, you're helping me, and it helps me to literally pay my bill, pay my electricity, and feed myself. I would love to feed myself this week. That would be amazing. So yeah, anything you can contribute when people are like, $2, $3, like, bro, like that actually goes a long way in a third world country. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. So every little bit helps. I'm giving away five readings, 5 25-minute sessions. Okay. So depending on what you're going to want from a session. But when you donate the $5 to the PayPal, you ask a question that is for the collective. Those will be answered live regardless. Your personal question for whoever does win the raffles, um, that will be a personal question. And that can be a session, that can be something that we sit and channel, maybe someone that passed on, maybe your future, maybe job, partner. I don't know. Everybody has their own things, but those will be private. Those are 25-minute private sessions and it's a raffle. So $5 and you still get to ask a question regardless. Okay. I just need 25 people to participate. Okay. And yeah, so go if you haven't subscribe, drop me some likes and some comments. Go check out the five on it and participate. That would be awesome. Share with some other people. People really could probably use some guidance or some maybe energetic sessions or some energetic healing. And this is the best way that I can offer or share, trade, barter, energetically exchange my skills for things that can help you. So, as always, guys, keep doing the work. You got this. I'm proud of you. You're doing good in case nobody told you. I love you and you're amazing. As always, ciao for meow. Zoe out.